Hey, how's it going, boys? Welcome back to Let's Build FTB's Battleground. Today we're going to be working on the game mechanics. First of all, we're going to start with the bases, these four towers, the four pyramid towers in the corners. The way they're going to work, there's going to be a pressure plate for each team. So a green and a blue. They are going to be hooked up to wireless transmitters. And I already have the numbers put in here. So this one was the blue one, and let's do the green one as well. So whenever you step on your team's pressure plate, you send a signal for your team to get the points for that, for this tower. Next, we are going to put in a button to start the tower, because at the start of the game we don't want either team to get points until the tower is actually activated. And for that, we're going to have to run the wire down a little bit. And we will run that into an RS latch. So once you hit that button, it will activate the RS latch, which will activate base 1 start. Okay, so we have a pressure plate for each team and a button to start. Now I'll have to replicate that on the other 3 towers as well. Now the way we want this game to work, each team is going to get points as they're holding a tower or a base, whatever we call them. So the way we'll do that is with a timer. The timer will go off, we'll say every second, I guess, and whoever is controlling will get the point for that second, we'll say. So the way we'll do that is with AND gates. So we'll have to have wires coming in for each team. We'll use an RS latch with receivers, and we will wire them in. So let's mark each side, green and blue. This will be the green side, this will be the blue side. So whenever this one gets activated, it's base 1 green, and this one is base 1 blue. So if I hit the blue pressure pad, it will change this to RS switch, and this side will start getting points instead of this side. Now we also want the wireless receiver here for the start. And I've put the wireless transmitter on the wrong side for the start as well. We actually want that to be activated until the button is pressed, so we'll take that off and we'll put that on this side. Put that back on base 1 start. So now that will be powered, and it will keep the timer from going off until a player hits the button and activates this tower. Okay, so we just put in the number for this start, and like I said, until that button is pressed, nothing will happen here. Now each team will get the points from here. The only thing is we have 4 towers, so if we did this 4 times and each team got points at the exact same time for each one, they would still only get 1 point no matter how many bases they had. The way we're going to get around that is with repeaters. So we'll just delay each one separately, and that will cause each tick, or each pulse to go in separate order. Okay, so I've got the circuitry done here. So it's the same setup here, it's just what we have hooked in is a bunch of repeaters. Now it's a bit messy, and I'll tell you why in a second. I had to actually redo everything, but what you're seeing here, There's a total of 13 repeaters on the first one here. They're all 2 ticks each. Then we go down and we have 9 on this one, 5 on this one, and 1 on this one. And they're all numbered for each separate tower. 4 on that one, 3 on that one, 2 on that one, and of course 1 on that one. And then finally they're all wired together along this wire. So every time green gets a point, it'll come in as a tick on this one, and for blue it'll come in on this one. So now we have to add a counter system onto these just to add up the points for each team. And the reason it's so messy is because I actually had to increase all the timers back to 2 seconds. 1 second was a bit too quick for 4 pulses to go through. It wasn't counting right as I was testing, so I just increased it to 2, and that's why we have so many repeaters. Okay, so next let's set up our counter system. We will put a counter in here. So the way we're going to do it, we're going to have 20 ticks for a point, and the way that will work out, the way this will work out, if you have 2 of the bases, you'll get a tick a second, so that'll be 20 seconds on average. You'll get a point, and then we'll balance it out so that you have to have a certain amount of points to win the game. So it goes up by 1, that's right, and it goes down by 20. Okay, so next onto this, we want that to reset, but we also want it to go into more circuitry as well. I guess we'll just go this way with it. So what we want to happen here, we're going to need another counter and some cover strips. Oh, we already have some actually. So I'll use these to block that off there. I want this to come in here. So for this one, actually we'll do that after. We're going to need a command block. And then a repeater and an AND gate. We'll have to separate that there. Delay that 5 clicks. And so what this is set up to do, each time we get our point, it'll send a pulse in through here. I'll actually fix this AND gate. It'll send a point to this counter. This will be our first setup of this, so after a certain amount of ticks, about the half of the game, it'll send out a pulse through this wire. It'll let people know this team is halfway done, and then it will power the AND gate. So the next point that goes through will actually go through to the next circuit, which will be the same thing again, but we'll set it up so that it will count down like they have 3 points left, 2 points left, 1 point left kind of deal. So I'll set that up and get back to you. Okay, so I've got to set up a little bit now. What I've decided for now, we'll set up the game to be 100 points, and we'll most likely have to balance that a bit later, but so like the way I've done it, green is halfway there, 50 points to go, and for this timer it counts up to 50, and once it gets to 50, it'll let you know the team is that far, and then it will activate this AND gate, so the next pulse that goes through will just pass right on through and start counting down for this one. 25 points to go, so that's another 25 points. This one is 25, and this one is 15 because this one has 10 points to go. 5 points on this one, so count 5, and then after that count the last 5 points, and so once this signal here is on, this team will have won. So we're going to want to do something here. First of all, we don't want the team to be able to win if the other team has already won, so we'll set up an AND gate, and we will set up, where's the invert? There's the invert. An invert on that. So this will be able to go through unless this wireless is activated. And I'll put the transmitter in once I get the other side in, but we'll decide that now. So this wire will go through when you win the game, and all we need really is a command block. And that will say green wins, and it will also transmit to deactivate the blue side so that they can't win. So I'll go ahead and build the blue side as well, and I'll get back to you from there. Okay, I've set up the other side as well. Now for the end switch here, I added in this repeater just to delay it a little bit behind announcing when team is winning, and then I added in the RS switch just to keep it deactivated. So just say green wins, it'll announce here that green has won, and then just after that it will set off this game over switch, which will activate this one so they can't win again, and it will also activate this one so blue team cannot win. And I'm also going to add in a wireless receiver here for the game over, and the purpose of this is to shut off the timers here when the game is over. So I'll put those on 301, 302, 303, and 304, and I'll just shut off the 4 timers whenever the game is over. Okay, I'm going to call it here for this episode. We've got a lot of work done on the game mechanics so far. We'll continue work in the next episode, so thanks for watching. Post your feedback below, and remember, if you like, click the like button and subscribe, and have a good one.